So what we have heard so far from Iranian press is that there were 3 explosions in the Isfahan area, which, as Trey has explained, that is the location of the Natanz nuclear facility. We have no indication as of yet that the Natanz facility was the target or any of the nuclear facilities were a target tonight. You could have situations where there are air defense systems that would be targeted. What we know from past reporting on the situation in Iran and what its capabilities are is that Iran is very limited in terms of, and we saw this on Saturday night, in terms of the number of ballistic missile launchers that they have. These are mobile launchers, and they have between 100 and 200 of those launchers. Israel knows that. Israel saw what Iran was capable of when they fired those ballistic missiles on Saturday night. So what we can say at this point in time is that there are Iranian-based reports of explosions in the Isfahan area. That is significant because that is the location of the Natanz nuclear facility. I think it would be wildly speculative to suggest that Natanz itself was struck. That is a very hardened site. It's very difficult for anybody to sort of, we hear people talk about, some analysts talk about taking out Iran's nuclear facilities, but most of those facilities are underground. They're hardened. It is not something that is taken out in one strike but the explosions that occurred, I think, Trace, if we look back to earlier in the day, I think it was significant that the Ma'ariv, which is a leading Hebrew language newspaper in Israel, reported that there had been some of the 7 ballistic missiles that did strike inside Israel. There was remnants of those missiles found at the Dimona, which is Israel's nuclear plant. That, to me, suggested that Israel might be laying the groundwork for a sort of casus belli, if you will, to symbolically strike back in what we're being told by well-placed U.S. military sources is a limited strike inside Iran. Significant, however, because Israel has never carried out a overt military strike like this in Iran, just as Iran had not done so until Saturday night. So a Rubicon has certainly been passed. Now everybody watches and waits to see what the reaction is. Trace, one more point. I think if you look at the timing of when this strike reports of this strike began, we started hearing explosions just around the same time that the Iranian foreign minister landed in New York and sat down for an interview on another network tonight. He spoke to CNN. He's speaking to NBC tomorrow. But he landed in New York. Clearly, the Iranians, and he issued the following threat. In essence, he said that the Iran response, if Israel were to strike inside Iran, will be, quote, immediate and maximum level, quote, will be decisive, definitive, and regretful to them. That was the threat tonight from Iran's foreign minister when he landed in New York. We are still trying to do more reporting, but as of right now, the Pentagon is not confirming these reports of explosions inside Iran. And my best placed source right now, U.S. military source, says that this is a limited strike inside Iran.